Hi there, my name is Adrienne Osborne. I'm a vocal coach in Denver, Colorado, and this is a 20-minute warm-up that you can do when you want to be quiet. Like if you are stuck at home, like many of us are these days, and you don't want to bother roommates or friends or family. So you can lock yourself in the bedroom or the bathroom, even turn on some running water if you want to really hide your sound. This is a quiet warm-up, but very effective. You don't have to warm up loud to take care of your vocal cords and kind of keep yourself in shape during the weird times that we're in right now. So before we start, it would be helpful for you to have a straw and a glass or bottle of water. It's more helpful to have a glass with straight sides rather than the pint glass I've got here. A bottle is even better, but they will all work. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Feel free to sing a different octave, even a different note if you want. It's all about what's right for you. If you would like to get these exercises in your particular vocal range, then I have those available at naileverynote.com if you become a member of my membership site. Anyway, feel free to just drop in, drop out, go up an octave, down an octave, whatever works for you. Let's get started now. Now, actually, this first one is not going to be singing at all. It's going to be reconnecting with our bodies. So many of us are on our phones or computers a lot more than normal. We're on a lot normally, but we're on even more than normal these days. I know that I am constantly checking my phone. So our shoulders can often get hunched over. Oops. So we want to stand up tall. Imagine you have a string pulling your head up right on top of your spine, and your spine is straight, weightless in your vertebrae, shoulders hanging straight down, tail tucked under, chest up, not out, but just up, and you have good balance and your connection to the ground. Like feel your feet feel your feet touching the ground and how the weight is solid and you're well balanced. Now, the next thing to do is check in with your body and see if anything is tight. A lot of us are under stress right now, so we can store that stress in our bodies, like oftentimes in our jaw. So give yourself a little massage here, especially if that's you, if you have TMJ, or if you find yourself grinding your teeth, or just storing tension in your jaw because you're so mad about what's happening. We also can often store tension in our shoulders, so we kind of protect ourselves by engaging our shoulders like we're protecting ourselves against the bad news or bad things that are happening. So let's move those shoulders around, make sure that they are just sitting down. They don't need to rise. They don't need to protect us for the next, 20 minutes we're doing here. All right. And then look for anything else that feels tense in your body. It might be worth taking 20 seconds to just kind of scan through. Eyes, cheekbones, tongue especially can get tight, especially at the root of your tongue. Let that tongue relax. Down through, do you feel a clenching in your belly? Let's let that go. Everything is going to be okay. All right. Now that we're connected to our bodies, we're going to breathe. So we're not going to really think too much about breathing. We're just going to do something that makes us connect to our breath. And that is an F. All right. So let's make this a hard F. So that you can feel you have to use your belly to push the air through your teeth and lip. So this is not on any notes right now. This F doesn't have a pitch, really. So, I mean, it technically does, but let's go ahead and do this. So just and see how long you can make that go. Now, a more common exercise is to do an S or an SH, but I'm finding that the F is a little quieter. So if you really don't want anyone to know that you're singing or warming up for singing, then an F is quieter. All right, next thing we're going to do is another one that connects to our breath. Chipmunk cheeks without any singing still. So this is just, feel how this works. Just go. So you're pushing air from your belly through your lips, which are the resistance. Your cheeks puff out. Your throat does nothing at all. All right, go ahead and try that. It doesn't have to be long. We just want to feel that connection down into the body. Now we're going to add some voice to that. So let's try. This sounds so weird. Just trying to make sure that you don't tighten your throat just because we're vocalizing now. So try a couple of those. Any pitch is fine. Great. Okay. Now let's actually sing. We are going to take a 5-note slide here. So it's going to sound like this. You might have heard I had an unsteady onset there. We don't want that. We want, it was kind of, and then we got going. That can happen when we're not connected to our bodies. We're not really connecting to our breath. So be all in when you first start this sound. So here we go. Your throat should be relaxed. No control from your throat. Just let it pass right through. Your belly and your lips do all the work. Fill those cheeks like you're a chipmunk with lots of acorns. Storing up for the winter. If you have to flip to head voice, that is perfectly fine. Or if you need to drop down an octave, that's perfectly fine too. What matters is that you're connecting to your breath. All right, good. Now we're going to do some rolled R's. If you have trouble making that sound, then that's fine. You can just do lip trills. But let's try rolled R's. But feel free to switch to lip trills if the rolled R's are giving you some trouble. We're going to do an octave like this. Okay, here we go. Make sure you have enough air flowing to keep that rolled R going, or the lip trills if you are doing lip trills. I find that a little bit of a pucker helps. Push from that belly. Again, your throat doesn't have to do anything here. Okay, we're going back down now. Keep it up. Good. All right. Next, we're going to take the letter V, and we're going to just buzz on that. So this will be all right. So we have minimal occlusion here, but we do have some. All right. Here we go. Keep going. All the work should be on your lips and in your respirators, your belly, not in your throat. Your throat has nothing to do with it. Your vocal cords are working, but not your external muscles of your larynx. So let the voice just rise easily. Couple more, then we're going to turn around and go down. down. So slide easily. We don't want to jump like, none of that. Keep it up. Okay, next thing we're going to do is a French nasal sound. Now this doesn't need to be loud. Of course, that's the whole point of this entire exercise. So it's going to sound like this. So it's got a bit of a vocal fry kind of texture on it. We're not looking for where we're making a louder noise like we normally might. This one's just a little bit like that, but that's the idea. So this lip shape, with your jaw dropped and your lips making kind of a pucker forward, and you want to kind of feel your voice sending your voice like over the roof of your mouth, behind your nose. So the back of your tongue will be up for this. It's not it's Here we go. It sounds like this. Here we go. Your turn. Tiny. Back down. There we go. Good. Next thing we're going to do is a whimper. So this is a quick little thing. This is not in a scale either. Just that kind of sound. So you could do it lower if your voice is lower, or higher if your voice is higher. But it's just the sound of like a puppy stuck in a closet is what I usually call it. So do a few of those just right now. This is all it is. We're looking for this tiny little vocal cord edge connection, nothing big. Let's move on to the next one. We're going to take that feeling we just had and we're going to do an H and G. So we got that thin little. We're now going to continue on and elongate that sound and turn it into an exercise. So this one sounds like this. All right, so this one sounds like this. So we're starting with those two whimpers and then we go into the pattern. Here we go. So I'm making an NG sound to be clear here. Hung. It's like saying the word hung and taking out the U. It's just HNG. Hung, hung, hung. Okay, here we go. Tiny. might be noticing that these quiet exercises are much harder than loud ones in certain ways. They're much harder to keep steady because we're dealing with a tiny little stream of airflow rather than big pressure, big airflow, and a really stable sense. I personally have a lot more trouble singing quietly than I do singing as loud as I can. So if you're finding that is happening to you, you're not alone. And that's one of the reasons these are such great exercises. They really help you with the subtleties of breath control. Next up, we're going to do a foo quietly again, because I know you are trying not to be heard. This is going to sound like this. Foo, 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 foo. All right. So we're looking for a clear sound, not a breathy sound. Foo, foo. That's not what we're going after. Foo. So think about a little bit of sob if you need to connect your vocal cords. Foo, 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 foo. Okay, here we go. Foo, 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 foo. Foo, 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 foo. Foo, 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 foo. Keep going. Don't reach for it. Just make it tiny, tiny. Foo, 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 foo. Should feel like you're entering a head voice sensation, not reaching up with chest voice here. Back down. Beautiful. Same thing now on the word she. It sounds like this. She, 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 she. And again, we are looking for a tiny but clear sound, not a loud or breathy sound. We don't want she, and we don't want she. We want she, this tiny little thread. Okay, here we go. She, 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 she. Keep going. Easy, thin. She, 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 back down. She, Beautiful. Okay, we have 2 exercises left. Let's make that 1 because I'm running out of time. So grab your straw and your water. And if you have a glass like I do rather than a bottle, then you'll want to cover the glass while you do this. So it's going to sound like this. This is a real test because it will not work if you aren't blowing enough air. Like if you're trying to sing with your throat, you know, people talk about singing with your throat, that would sound like this. There's literally no air going in there. So get those bubbles going. I cannot play and illustrate at the same time, but you know the pattern. Here we go. Get ready. Here we go. Blow in the bubbles. I wonder if I can hold it. Can't. Cannot do two things at once. Blow those bubbles. Good. And here we go. Back down. Keep blowing those bubbles. Make sure that your throat's not doing any work. I cannot talk and play the piano at the same time. All right, you are warmed up. Good job. Now, if those ranges weren't great for you, I have versions of this exercise for all voice types: bass, baritone, tenor, alto, mezzo-soprano, and soprano in my membership site for vocalists called Nail Every Note. Of course, there's lots of other stuff in there too, other warm-ups, longer, shorter, all kinds of varieties of things. Plus, well, you can check it out if you want to. It's at naileverynote.com. All right, I'll see you guys around.